Well, what do you know? I learned two new words recently. Apparently, they were coined on Tumblr in the 2010s. I feel very lucky that I haven't been exposed to them until very recently. Maybe because I wasn't on Tumblr. The words are true scum and too cute. True scum is derived from true transsexual scum, people who medically transition, people that believe that dysphoria is necessary to be a trans person. Trans scum was coined by the trans people in our community who believe that dysphoria isn't necessary to be trans and that you don't need to do anything medically to transition in order to be trans. They thought it a good idea to validate their existence by trying to invalidate ours. Too cute literally means too cute to be cis. Okay, whatever. How unserious. If you ask me, true scum people like me are the people who did the heavy lifting for this community. We are the people most impacted by executive orders and anti-trans laws. We are the people that don't see a future without transitioning. Until relatively recently, trans people came up, through, and grew out of the gay community. At the time, nobody transitioned as a child. Sorry, that's just how it was. Non-binary and pre-T or E trans people also came through but didn't grow out of the gay community. The bull dykes, the drag queens, the cross-dressers, gay or straight, and cis. Since the time when hormones were being prescribed to cis people, not trans people who took hormones, whether they got them legally or illegally, were trans. To be more accurate, transsexuals. If you weren't taking hormones, you weren't transsexual. Then the book came out called Gender Outlaws, which implied that gender non-conforming people were also trans. So in 1992, the International Conference on Transgender Law and Employment Policies made the decision to include transgenderists, cross-dressers, and anyone who's transitioning under the trans umbrella. Before then, the definition of transitioning implied that you started to take hormones. After 1992, it became anything that was related to going against the gender norms. Sounds to me like lawyers were very involved in making those decisions. Now that we find ourselves, again, written out of the law, this might be the perfect time to rework some of those labels. Reworking the labels so that they describe a specific experience of life. This idea of umbrellas really hasn't worked for us. Non-binary and people who are pre-T and pre-E are having a very different life experience than transsexuals are. Not necessarily better or worse, just different. Although hormones and surgeries are often part of the transsexual experience, what really separates transsexuals from most other communities is that our experience is a spiritual one. It's not a choice we make. The choice that we make is to pursue treatment to what we have. By saying treating what we have, I'm not implying that we're sick. I'm implying that there's something that needs to be put into alignment, that is our spiritual path. Our experience is first internal, then external. Non-binary and pre-T or E people are having a social experience. They made the choice not to adhere to society's random gender roles and rules. This concept of umbrellas was created by people who just want to put people in boxes. Let me finish by saying those of us who have pursued or are pursuing a medical transition really don't need anyone else telling us how to live, especially people who call themselves trans while enjoying all the privileges of being cis.